Hi, friends. I hope everyone's great out there. I will just tell you, I have been digging out of 20 inches of snow here in Colorado, which is very rare in November, but lots of shoveling. And I will be honest, it has been a good time to practice feeling gratitude as I got frustrated that the plows weren't coming through. I felt penned into my house. And I had to dig deep into gratitude practice and really be thankful for how beautiful it was, how I was warm. Anyway, I just want to share that because this stuff is real and we have opportunities all the time to practice because our brains automatically go to negativity. That's just how they're wired. It's not our fault. We have to watch them. We have to manage them. And I have been doing that with the continual snow. But the sun is out today and everything is plowed out and we're good to go. So, welcome back to our special November podcast series all about money gratitude. We are looking at the book The Magic by Rhonda Bryan, and I'm so glad that you're here. Last time, we really talked a lot about how you can't feel negative and grateful at the same time. Today, we're going to learn a few more simple practices from the book, The Magic, and we're going to focus on the magical way out of negativity. And we're going to see how, again, being thankful can help us with our money problems. Like I said last time, these practices or these concepts might seem a bit repetitive, and repetition is necessary because there's so much information, so much stimulus in the world that we don't soak in everything that we need to make these things a real regular practice in our life. I ask you, don't just write this off like it is repetitive. These practices, they're all different ways to access more gratitude. And so some might seem like they work better for you and some might not. So it's your choice to take what works and leave behind what doesn't. I hope you're seeing that gratitude is literally like magic. It changes how we see things. And if we're not grateful, we forget to appreciate what we have and we take it for granted. When we take things for granted, we are not being thankful and therefore we're not bringing more of those things into our life. Knowing that you can access and feel grateful whenever you want is like an emergency exit that helps us leave behind the negativity and focus on the good. I mean, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, recognize, oh, I'm feeling negative. Stop that and focus on something else. Find at least 3 things to be thankful for right now. A, a silly example is I'm out shoveling and feeling bad or mad that the plows haven't come through. I recognize this. And how I recognize it is because in my body, I'm getting all tight and just, I can feel it. So I notice that and I'm like, okay, stop, take a minute, focus on something else. And I look out and it's truly beautiful. White snow on every tree, white everywhere. The roads aren't plowed, so it's cozy. And I think to myself, what are 3 things to be thankful for right now? I'm thankful I have a warm house and my furnace is working. I'm thankful for the beautiful view with the white snow on the trees. And I'm thankful that I have the ability to shovel. I am strong and able to shovel myself out. This all might sound straightforward, but when we're in real life and we have real life money problems, it is hard to stay positive. It's hard to catch yourself and shift yourself and being appreciative. Let's see more how this powerful habit could happen in various financial situations in our lives, turning worries into thankfulness. So, for example, if you're worried about money, even when you're stressed, you could try to be thankful for the little things that you do have, like food and shelter. Let's say you're living paycheck to paycheck and it's hard. You can still be thankful for your paycheck and the skills that let you earn it. Let's talk about an investment loss like I had. Instead of feeling bad, you can feel thankful that you had the money to invest and all the learnings that you learned from it. I know it's very challenging to think that, but that is accessible to you right now. Let's say you had a missed promotion at work. Instead of being jealous or upset, be thankful for your job and use this as a chance to improve or maybe try something new. I had this personally in the last couple years at my job, and I was passed up by a promotion that I thought I deserved. And hindsight, I am so thankful I did not get that job. It enabled me to really ask myself, take inventory if what I was doing was what I wanted to be doing, and why didn't I get that promotion, and put all of those things together. And actually, I turned out going to a different job that is a much better fit for me. So this missed promotion was a blessing. And I was so thankful. Now, these things are hard to see in the situation. We see them often hindsight. Like now I can tell you how grateful I was. But if we can access some level of gratitude, then it opens us up to build more and more. Here's another example from a story in my life. 8 years ago, my company was cutting jobs, they were downsizing. It was scary. But I practiced this gratitude. I was thankful for all the experience that job gave me, making me better at my work. I also thought about other job opportunities. Okay, if this job is ending, what might I want to do next? And it felt so much better to focus on opportunities and imagining what's possible than being scared and fearful. And you'll know when this gratitude practice is working because you'll feel better. You'll feel more hopeful. It helps stop those negative thoughts and helps you focus on the good stuff. You are putting your brain in motion. You are managing your emotions so that you can train your brain. Because again, your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, and your actions create your outcomes. You need to use your thoughts to create feelings like gratitude, which will move you to different actions and better outcomes. If we think of this idea of positivity like a lens, it's not about ignoring the storm in your life. It's about seeing the rainbow that follows. When life throws you a curveball, you can acknowledge it. It hurts. And you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Like for me, my divorce, it was brutal. Watching my kids struggle was the most painful experience I ever had. But here's the thing, looking back, those experiences shaped me in ways I never expected. Would I want to go through again? Hell no. But would I erase those lessons? Also, no. Okay, it's not just my stories, there's also science behind it. Dr. Martin Silgwin's research shows how optimists are healthier and live longer. Dr. Aaron Beck, who invented cognitive psychology, studies the link between negative thinking and depression, which makes sense. If your thoughts are always sad and fearful and anxious, you're very likely to be depressed. Here's life in its simplest form. You're born, stuff happens, and then you die. Pretty basic, right? But here's the plot twist. It's not the stuff that determines your quality of life. It's how you view that stuff. There's a quote that I love. Your mind can make heaven out of hell or hell out of heaven. Think about it. Same situation, different perspective, completely different experience. This has been documented across time. You hear stories of people that lived through horrific experiences through Nazi war camps. And these people were able to manage their emotions to bring about a different perspective, which gave them a different experience. If you think about this quote, your mind can bring heaven even out of the most horrible situation because our mind cannot differentiate from what is real and what is our imagination. If we're in a bad situation, but we're thinking thoughts that make us feel grateful, appreciation, then we're actually having that experience. We're having those feelings right there in that bad situation because our brain doesn't know the difference of what's real and what's not. Okay, so let's try these 3 easy steps. One, pick a problem, a bad situation that you want to change, and list 10 things you're thankful for about it. and then write, thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect solution at the end. That is so easy and it really can help. Let me use an analogy of a garden. Let's call it the garden of your mind. If we're thinking about our minds as a garden, we know that a garden requires constant tending to grow and to flourish. And we know that in our garden, there will be weeds. And let's say those weeds are negative thoughts. These are the easiest to grow, and they choke out all of the other beautiful flowers. But the weeds don't have to take over if you check them and you remove them on a regular basis. You want to do that because you've got flowers in your garden, which are your positive thoughts, and you want to grow more of those. You need to extricate the weeds so they don't choke out the flowers. But the flowers also need care so that they can bloom and bring joy and hope. Then you have the soil, which is your mindset. Good soil nurtures everything, and poor soil filled with stress stunts the growth of the flowers. Then think of the sunlight. This is how we take care of our mind. Essentially, to have more flowers, we need to take care of our mental well-being so that the soil, that our mindset can be good and nurture the flowers, our positive thoughts. Our garden also needs water, which could be activities we love, supportive relationships, things that keep positive thoughts flourishing. Then, of course, in a garden, you need tools because the weeds will come and you need ways to get them out. You need ways to get to the good soil. And these tools help make your garden flourish. I hope this little analogy of our brain as a garden helps you see how weeds or negative thoughts can take over and ruin the beauty of the flowers, which are the positive thoughts. The basic point of this is we just have to be intentional about caring for our garden of the mind. We just have to be intentional to see the negative thoughts, the weeds, and get them out so we can build more positive thoughts and have more flowers. Because a beautiful garden doesn't happen overnight. It's funny, I'm talking about gardening because I am the worst gardener. I would love to have a beautiful garden and I just can't. But anyway, that's a side note. But a garden requires consistent weeding, managing your negative thoughts, planting, cultivating new positive thoughts, and nurturing, practicing these practices so that you can get good at them. They're a skill. Because even with consistent effort, some weeds will always reappear. But by constantly tending to your garden, you can create a thriving and beautiful mental landscape. So, friends, remember that being thankful isn't just about saying thank you. It's about breaking free from these negative thoughts and improving our money mindset. And we have to keep practicing. You can't rush this process. It just takes time. I want to go back to positivity is not about ignoring the bad situation, but it's about seeing that there is good in the situation. There is something that you can be thankful for. Because remember, it's not the events in life that determine your happiness, but the way we view those events. I challenge you to try the 3-step gratitude process this week. Pick a problem you're dealing with and see how focusing on gratitude changes how you feel. As always, thank you for joining me. I hope you are loving this month of gratitude as much as I am. So until next time, keep nurturing your garden of gratitude and watch as it transforms your world. I hope you'll join us next week as we wrap this series up and explore more money magic. If you like the podcast, please leave a rating and review. It helps get the word out so we can help other people who are struggling through a money setback. And remember, you have the power to change your financial future, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way.